everybody say normally that audio is half, but in our game it's more, right? So this is very important that we nail it, right? Like I'm standing here and I'm listening and I'm looking at the world, and what does the world tell me?
The quote you heard at the beginning of this video was from Marcus LeBrand, Crytek's creative director for Hunt Showdown. I take two things from his statements on audio. One, if your first name is Magnus, that's a pretty BA name, like I'm probably gonna listen to whatever you have to say. And two, as a measly 62-hour Hunt Showdown player, I'm nodding with so much agreement my head's gonna break off. I'm making this video because I love Hunt Showdown and I want to do anything I can to bring it before more people. But also because very, very few games do what Hunt does so well, and that's building and maintaining an immersive atmosphere. If you've never heard of Hunt Showdown before, here's a lightning fast summary to catch you up. If you know the game, skip ahead 30 seconds. Hunt Showdown is a multiplayer survival horror FPS with permadeath from Crytek, the developers of the Crysis series. Hunt is set in the late 19th century in a zombie-ridden, supernaturally struck Louisiana bayou. Your objective is to find clues to locate big bad boss monsters, kill them, take their trophies, and extract, all while surviving mobs of dangerous and noisy, mutated undead, and of course, deadly and skilled other player hunters. So now that we're all on the same page, let's see how in Hunt Showdown, atmosphere is king. Now there are many ways Hunt creates atmosphere and maintains it, but here I've distilled it into three main points. 1. 3D sound design. 2. Seamlessly blending PvP and PvE. And 3. Weapons, tools, and consumables. First, 3D sound design. I'm going to play a few clips from my games, and assuming you're listening through headphones or earbuds, which is recommended, there's a couple things you should be listening for. You should be listening for the groans and the grunts of nearby zombies and animals, distant gunshots, see if you can tell which direction they came from, how far away the shooter is. Also listen for movement through water, through brush, footsteps, that kind of stuff. Here we go. Just listening and reflecting on the audio in the world of Hunt takes me back to my first hours with the game. I bought Hunt on release, and I remember stepping into this unique and horrifying world of shambling corpses, murky marshes. I cautiously crouch-walked everywhere in fears of being heard by the split-open carcass of a hive, or worse, tracked by a skilled, bloodthirsty hunter. With the lights in my office dimmed and a good set of headphones, it's quite easy to teleport myself from my home to the bayou. Crickets chirp all around you, armored corpses shudder, and barn doors creak. Everything feels alive and menacing. As you continue playing Hunt, you'll learn to distinguish which sounds are just course of nature in the bayou and which sounds are from other players. Half-dead horses lie on the ground, motionless until you disturb them. They whinny unless you put them out of their misery. Some cages are full of chickens or dogs. These farm animals mind their own business, but if you get close, they start to freak out and jump around. Many buildings and compounds have hanging chains, broken glass, heaps of metals, creaky wooden floors, loud tin rooftops. Every step you take in Hunt must be considered ahead of time, as each movement could create sound for PvP hungry players. So you're a blip on other players' radars. Each time you fire your gun or loudly splash through a muddy swamp, your blip shows up again. Eventually, another player is going to hone in on you, and if you're like me, that might actually be what you're hoping for. And that's where we get into point 2. Hunt Showdown seamlessly blends PvP and PvE. Reflecting on this point, League of Legends, believe it or not, came briefly to mind. When you first play League, you're just trying to kill minions and towers, probably trying to score some player kills like an idiot. Of course, if you aren't smart, minions could kill you and a tower could smash you, but as you improve at the game, you learn last hitting is key for advancement, that you're going to need teamwork and smart plays to take down the towers. Eventually, the PvE aspect of League fades. Though jungling and buffs are still critically important, you are inevitably left with the meat of League, which is PvP. Now, maybe this isn't the best example because, well, no one plays League for the PvE, and inherently, a top-down MOBA is not really immersive, but in some ways, Hunt does share some of these similarities with League. Namely, both games attract competitive players who enjoy PvP and provide a PvE environment that, when completely ignored, will result in disaster. When I first started playing Hunt, I didn't feel comfortable playing more than a few games at a time. The environment was immersive, full of terror, coupled with the fact that a real person could actually be stalking me in the reeds nearby, made me unable to play for very long. I don't like horror games, I'm a baby. I understand this about myself. However, the more I've played Hunt, and the more I've come to love competitive FPS games, the more comfortable I've grown with the creepy crawlies of the Bayou. Sure, I still gasp after smacking the butcher and running for my life. Yes, I still scream unintelligibly when shot at by a hunter I didn't know was 5 meters away from me. But I've come to the understanding that Hunt is at its best when I can manage both the zombies and the players. Some of our games are played very carefully. We try our best to quietly avoid clusters of undead and sneakily grab clues. We wait for the environment to attack or distract enemy players so we can jump in at the opportune moment. Oh my gosh. Other games we throw caution to the wind, yipping like hillbillies over proximate voice chat, tossing Molotov, shooting guns in the air. We're the masters of Bayou. It's free real estate. Come on, boys. Come on out. Are they still in there?
No, I don't see them.
While these games can be successful, which is stupid, and I hate that it works sometimes, more often than not, making unnecessary noise results in getting surrounded by undead. And if that happens at the wrong time, even the most skilled Hunt players can quickly be overrun and overpowered by the hordes of monsters. When this happens, it's a great reminder of how deadly the game's PvE is. As my health bar drops lower and lower from each dog bite, I don't feel like I'm in a video game. I feel like it's life or death, and I need to get to high ground and bandage before it's too late. Many games of Hunt bring me back to the immersion I first experienced when I started playing the game, and that's a good thing. Hunt, for me, proves it can build this extraordinary atmosphere, and even after many hours with it, maintains that atmosphere. And this brings us to my last point. Hunt also maintains its atmosphere by constantly reminding you that your gun is like 5,000 years old, man. Like, listen, man, look at these things. This is me shooting as fast as I can. Clearly, this is not an assault rifle. This is not a submachine gun. Yeah, I can take the fanning trait to turn a Wild West game of single-shot quick draw into a shooting range, but at first glance you might think, wow, this looks boring AF. Like, why would I play this? But the reality is every shot matters. In a normal FPS, I'm going to take every shot I'm given, but in Hunt, I'm going to wait until that perfect moment where I can score a headshot. Like a good FPS, Hunt employs the one-tap headshot rule. Each hunter kill feels very satisfying, and not only because I feel like a boss, but also because if I miss a shot, I'm going to need 5 seconds to reload and try again. This means when your team runs into another team and begins to exchange fire, you have to stagger your shots and communicate. If a gunfight is guns blazing, and I have a gun that takes 100 hours to reload, my teammates need to know. They need to know when I need a minute to step back and reload, so they can give me cover fire. Tools and consumables are similar. They take a bit to prep and throw. They make noise. They can explode, like dynamite, or unleash a horde of completely unpredictable flesh-eating bugs, like a hive bomb. To heal, I have to hunker down and jam a dirty vitality syringe into my flesh to recover health. These things are visceral, and they continue to pull me back to the methodical nature of this game, and eventually back to the immersion and the game's atmosphere. It's a common point made by myself and even some content creators who have tried to build hype for Hunt, but Hunt should be a more popular game. Sure, it's clearly unorthodox in a lot of ways, but it has a ghastly beauty to it. The swamps are alive, the gunplay is incredible, and the soundscape is breathtaking. This is a game that takes atmosphere very seriously. I hope this game can one day explode with an influx of new players that I can introduce to the Bayou. thanks for watching. As always, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. It helps me out so much. Thank you.